For latest astrology videos, subscribe AstroEdify channel and press this bell icon to get notified when a new video goes live.
Hello everybody, welcome to AstroEdify. Today we are going to talk about Rahu in Capricorn and Ketu in Cancer. What kind of results we can see if if these two planets are placed in Capricorn and Cancer zodiac signs. So let's start this video. If you want to book a consultation for yourself, you can go on this website. The link is given in the description. So today we are going to see 4 cases first. That is, if Rahu is stronger than Ketu, then what will be the results? And second, if Ketu is stronger than Rahu, then what will be the results? I have already made a detailed video upon the nature and characteristics of Rahu, what they represent, what do they control, and how do they impact us in our real lives. I have discussed from various perspectives, astronomical perspective, astrological, philosophical aspects, all are covered. You can watch that video. Its link is shown in the description as well as in the cards, both. And upon viewing that, you will be able to understand more clearly that how Rahu and Ketu, which are being treated mostly as malefic and negative planets, they are not like that. You will be able to understand their true nature. So here we are going to, as I said, take 2 cases, 2 main cases and 2 sub cases in each category. So total 4 cases are there. So first is, if Rahu is stronger than Ketu, then if Rahu is good, then what will be the results? And if Rahu is bad, then what will be the results? And if Ketu is stronger than Rahu, then if Ketu is well placed, what kind of results we can see? And if Ketu is badly placed, then what kind of results we can see? So these 4 cases will be taken today in order to understand their results in Capricorn and Cancer. So we will start with, if Rahu is stronger than Ketu in the chart, and if Saturn, Moon and Lagna Lord are well placed, means Rahu is getting support from Saturn, Moon and Lagna Lord, and Rahu is strong, Rahu is not negative, then what kind of results we can see? That we are going to start first. So if Rahu is well placed in the chart, then here see that Rahu feels quite comfortable in Capricorn, because Capricorn is the sign of Saturn, and Saturn and Rahu have quite a similar nature. No doubt they have a lot of differences, particularly Saturn is a planet of law and ethics and implementation of law, but Rahu is all kind of cheating, corruption and malpractice. So there it's a concrete contrasting feature. But here the thing here is that Rahu feels quite comfortable in Capricorn because Capricorn, first of all, is a earth sign and Rahu is a material planet. So Rahu, if is well placed in Capricorn, it has capability to bring a lot of good characteristics as well as results in the chart. So first of all, if Rahu is well placed, then it can make person ambitious, because Capricorn is the natural zodiac sign of the 10th house of career, actions, workplace. So here it makes person ambitious. Mostly material ambitions can be seen, like desire for power, authority, status, reputation, fame, wealth, money, luxuries, a lavish lifestyle, those kind of things. So that kind of ambitions can be seen. And if Rahu is, as I said, if other planets are suitable, like in the chart, and if Rahu is sitting in the zodiac sign, it gives material progress and success also, fulfillment of those desires and ambitions as well. So that is a quite good feature of Rahu. Then another point here is that it makes person bold, firm, stubborn, but a person who is adamant in their decisions, what they think, but they are not they are not like Mars. Mars is assertive in nature. Mars always tries to dominate other people. Here Rahu means Rahu is diplomatic. Rahu is somewhat cunning. So here the person has his own belief systems, own thinking process and own actions, what they do. So they are firm in that. They are somewhat stubborn in their beliefs, in their actions, what they want to do in their lives, but yet they don't come across as an individual who is trying to dominate other people all the time. So they can dominate, but through diplomacy, through tact, through strategy, not like direct aggressive assertion like Mars and Sun does. So that kind of thing is not seen, but it's actually good position because it makes person takes good decision making, huh? Because if you don't have certain strict belief systems, and you don't have a somewhat firmness in your attitude, you cannot take serious decisions in life easily. So Rahu provides that kind of a skill. Another point, it gives a good business acumen to the person, and also makes a street smart person who is practical, logical, rational, realistic, is not living in always their own bubble, that kind of thing, because Rahu and Saturn are extreme practical life. So that another characteristic or trait is seen. It gives a lot of persistence, even though Rahu is impatience. But if Rahu is good, what will happen? Person works to fulfill their lofty ambitions. They have huge ambitions, but they work consistently, diligently, and persistently, that no matter what, I am going to achieve that. Because here Saturn and Rahu creates delay also. They create delay, they create struggle, they create a lot of barriers and obstacles for you to achieve what you want, because they test your patience, they test your commitment, they test your seriousness. But if you are relentless, if you know that, yeah, my direction is correct, I know I am capable to do this, and no matter what, it will take some time, I am willing to give it, then you will achieve that. That is why I said it gives good material progress. But the point is that person needs to decide the direction first. If your direction is wrong, no matter how hard you work, you are not going to get that. So first of all, direction, if it is correct, no matter what you are trying to achieve. But if the person is persistent and consistent despite failures, they will achieve that ultimately, that kind of thing. Also, it makes person quite strategic, serious, observant, tactful, and responsible also, but responsible particularly to their own near and dear ones. Because Rahu is a selfish planet, it does not care about other people. So people who matter to you, who are related to you, for them you are quite responsible. That kind of thing can be seen. I'm not talking about responsibility as in a society kind of thing. That is not seen easily with Rahu in this placement particularly. Next point here is that it also makes person learn through life experiences, and it brings that kind of wisdom over a period of time, and discipline and organized behavior as well, because person sees their mistakes and they are able to correct them, and in order to correct them, they need some kind of discipline upon themselves. If they are not gonna have that, they cannot improve. So that kind of thing, that kind of mentality is provided by Rahu here. Although the person will be somewhat lethargic, they can be procrastinating sometimes, they can be doing things at a slow pace, but the point is that if Rahu is good, other planets are fine. Person starts something, they complete it. It's not like they started something and they left it in between, then started something new, and then that also is not completed. That kind of thing is not seen. So in that thing, as I said, seriousness is seen, that no matter if I have started something, and then it's my duty to fulfill it, to complete it, that kind of thing. Then it also seeks some kind of control, because Capricorn is the natural zodiac sign of 10th house. So it seeks some kind of control, domination and authority upon things and people in life to feel self-secure. And another reason is that Ketu is in front of Rahu in Cancer. So Cancer is a zodiac sign of internal emotional security. So that kind of thing can also be seen. But it can bring some kind of emotional neglection in life, or emotional dissatisfaction, or some kind of limited worldview where you are not able to connect emotionally with people, or you feel some kind of hesitated in expressing emotionally your feelings, your thoughts. Otherwise, on a different scale which is not emotional at all, you will be fine. But when it comes to sharing of emotions and feelings, it becomes a challenge. That kind of thing can be seen. Then here most of the time Rahu brings a materialistic side, because earth sign, it is Capricorn is earth sign. Earth means the material world, and Rahu is also a materialistic planet. So that's not a bad thing. But if I talk about the prospects of of going beyond materialistic worldview and thinking pattern or desires, it becomes quite difficult in this case of Rahu in Capricorn, if Rahu is stronger than Ketu. Then another point here is that Rahu is somewhat selfish, as I said. So person will serve one's own motive first before serving the people. They can serve people and society. We see politicians with this, and particularly good politicians as well. But the point here is that person, if they want to serve other people also, first they are gonna say that they are gonna think that, okay, I must be in some kind of power, some kind of position, I need something in order to serve people. So that kind of thing, it means that you are thinking about yourself first, then you are going to think about other people. So that is just one example, but it can be manifesting in other areas as well. That if other good yogas are there, as I said, Rahu brings material progress and gives material success in life. It also makes person what you can say observant, as I said, gives keen observation, gives foresight, deep insight. You are able to see the things how they are happening, and it gives a political approach as well. And person is not a big follower of the law, because see, Rahu is not law, Capricorn is law. So here Saturn and Rahu are at poles apart. They are not at all representing the same thing. So what happens that Rahu twist the law or seek loopholes to fulfill its selfish means. Whatever I'm seeking out, I'm not gonna break the law, because if Rahu is good, it's not gonna break the law, but it will seek loopholes in order to fulfill the selfish means, that kind of thing. Then the thing here is that, as I mentioned before, that it can create delay and struggle, particularly till 30 years of age at least, depending on other combinations. But if it is strong and other planets are fine in the chart regarding career and other aspects, then it brings progress and stability as well. Now we'll talk about the second case, that if Rahu is badly placed, then what will happen? So if Saturn, Moon and Lagna Lord, Ascendant Lord, are not well placed, they are making bad combinations, and Rahu loses all the power, or Rahu is also afflicted, it is making negative combinations or doshas or yogas in the chart, then Rahu will be considered malefic and bad. And now what will happen, that there will be a lot of negative results which Rahu can bring in life. Now all the things which I'm going to say, which I'm going to tell you, treat it as a source of information only. You don't have to jump to conclusions, because first of all, I'm just telling the general results of Rahu in Capricorn. We don't know the house, we don't know where Saturn, Moon and Lagna Lord are placed in the chart, and we don't know with what kind of conjunctions or other planetary alignments Rahu is sitting in the chart. That is first thing. Second thing, Rahu and Ketu don't have individual identity, they depend upon other planets to give results. So it becomes quite tricky and difficult to analyze them. So what I am saying here, or I'm going to say here, just take it as a mere source of information, and don't just come to conclusions immediately that, okay, my Rahu is placed like this, that's why my life is going to be negative. Don't do that. So just listen as information. So if Rahu is negative or bad, what will happen? It will make person blindly materialistic or hedonistic. For you, there is nothing, means you cannot rise above money or physical pleasures or materialistic pursuits. Nothing. Just person is a slave of bodily desires, slave of money, or has no moral conscience also. You just want to fulfill your material desires by hook or crook. Doesn't matter what whether it's ethical, unethical, doesn't matter. So it makes person blindly materialistic, highly selfish, does not think about any other person at all. Then person will be extremely corrupt, unethical, liar, manipulative, deceitful, cunning, ruthless, emotionless, seek shortcuts. Why emotionless? Because Ketu in Cancer. Then seek shortcuts and breaks the law. High greed and means a lot of desires which are never fulfilled. So high greed and desire fulfillment or fulfillment of ambitions is mostly seen through corrupt means, by hook or crook, as I said. Unrealistic ambitions, high self-denial and self-deception. Then person can be a control freak, exploitative, and have a conspiring or intriguing mentality. You tend to backstab. Sadism, jealousy, they tend to happen in the nature. It brings crab mentality. All attainment of money, power, and position only through corruption and malpractices or illegal means can be seen. If Rahu is bad, you have to see other combinations. That's why I said take it as source of information. We can see dirty politicians and corrupt businessmen with this. Then it makes person hypocrite, two-faced, bigot, fundamentalist. Person uses dharma to create adharma. And adharma means here anarchy, chaos, and destruction. And in order to gain from it, personal gains, it can make person self-obsessed, and it can bring inferiority complex also or superiority complex also. That depends on the chart. Also gives ingratitude, ungratefulness, opportunistic behavior, career instability, or sudden downfall, sudden loss of reputation, scandals, scams, controversies, all those kind of things. These can be seen. All kind of criminal activities can be seen with this Rahu. Then particularly if you have to see the Jupiter and the 9th house, if that is also damaged, then person has no moral conscience, means they will do all kind of corrupt criminal activities and other things, and they are not going to have any remorse or any kind of repentance for it, even that kind of thing. Best example which I am remembering right now, Charles Manson. He was a criminal. So Charles Manson had Saturn, Rahu, Moon in Capricorn in 10th house. So this is one example which I remember. So that is Saturn, Rahu, Moon in Capricorn in 10th. So in his case, it's functioning highly negatively, of course. Then we can see sociopaths and psychopaths with this particular alignment. Rahu can also bring court cases, litigation, debts, and imprisonment, or any kind of health issues or chronic problems or any kind of other difficulties, obstacles in life. Mental problems also can also be seen with this placement. So no doubt these are all negative results. That's why I said you just have to treat it as a source of information. That's all. Now we are going to talk about the third case, that is if Ketu is stronger than Rahu. Now the results are going to be quite different. That is the beauty here, because if Ketu is stronger than Rahu in this axis of Capricorn and Cancer, and if Moon and Lagna Lord are well placed, means Ketu is making good combinations and it has support from Moon and Ascendant Lord, then Ketu will be strong. And if Ketu is driving this axis, means Ketu is stronger than Rahu, then Ketu will be driving the axis of Rahu and Ketu, and now the results will be quite reversed. So what kind of results we can see if Ketu is stronger than Rahu and strong Ketu? What will happen? That it will make person introvert, person who is solitude loving, who people who are energized with time alone. When they spend the time in isolation, nature, beauty, natural beauty areas, then they are energized. Then they think that I am feeling happy here. So that kind of thing. Person loves solitude. Then it makes person reserved, private, internally aware. It brings some kind of emotional expression, poor emotional expression, or it's like reserved emotional expression. Person does not want to communicate on an emotional scale with too many people, or they feel some kind of hesitation in doing that. But that's still okay. It can bring some kind of momentary confusion or confusion regarding any things, or concentration, attention issues, which improve with time. But if Ketu is bad, then they don't improve. But if Ketu is good, what will happen? Initial confusion can be seen, poor concentration or attention span issues can be seen, which improve with the time, because Ketu is intuition. It is telling you a lot of things which you don't have any information, prior information about. So it takes time for the person to know, to adjust, to relate to it. So the thing here is that initial confusion, dilemma can be there in decision and other areas, but it improves with time. Then it can also show the person who is not very in tune with their feelings, because Ketu is isolation, detachment, and Cancer is emotions, feelings. So it can bring that kind of element where you're not in tune with the feelings sometimes. Then, but if, as I said, if Ketu is strong, then it brings gradual improvement also. It also makes person intuitive, and it gives a inner sense of emptiness, that even though you are living a good life, but still you feel that there is something lacking in you. There is something which makes you incomplete, that void, that kind of feeling. And if Ketu is making good spiritual combinations in the chart, then it gives existential crisis or existential angst, but it also makes the person move towards the spiritual life, gives the detachment, moves towards this philosophy, religion, culture, all these things, means towards God, towards knowing their own nature, that kind of thing, towards absolute reality. So if that is also a quite good position for Ketu, if it's making spiritual combinations as well. Then here it can also bring, as I said, emotional dissatisfaction, or disconnect related to the house where Ketu is sitting particularly. Let's suppose if Ketu is in 4th house, then it can show emotional disconnect and dissatisfaction in the home or with the mother. Or if it is in 7th house, it can show with the partner, with the husband or the wife, that kind of thing. Then it makes person deep, insightful, abstract, and spontaneous, in nature. And person wants to embrace, means the pure self, like I said, that the person wants it helps the person to become self-aware, to become conscious what they are, that kind of thing, and stop validation and expectation from material world. That is the beauty of Ketu. If it is strong, the more it is stronger, the better these kind of results will be seen. And it brings a nature that person no longer is in a state of mental emotional pain or suffering or misery, because here Ketu brings, because Rahu is in a Capricorn, and Rahu is bringing that logical, scientific, rational aspect as well. So what happens, that over a period of time, person comes to a common ground, that there are some things which we don't have control upon, and just accept and give and move forward, because that's the way out from unnecessary suffering in our lives, that kind of thing. So that is the quite good result of Ketu, which is totally opposite in terms of Rahu, as I said, which we have discussed before. So here Ketu is driving this axis, and it is well placed, then these kind of good results can be seen. Now we are going to talk about the last case, that is if Ketu is weak or bad, means moon is not well placed, Lagna Lord is not well placed, Ketu is making negative combinations or doshas in the chart, and it has no support from moon, then Ketu will become weak or afflicted and bad, and it will have capability to bring a lot of problems, lot of negative results in life. Now again, take it as a source of information, don't jump to conclusions, because what I'm going to tell you, they are going to be quite negative results, but people feel that, people go through this, that's why I'm telling. So just listen. The thing here is that if Ketu is bad, what will happen? It brings high emotional instability, mood swings, all kind of mental problems, whatever you can think, big, small to big, all kind of mental problems, no concentration, high confusion, fear, paranoia, anxiety, suicidal tendencies, emotional trauma, abuse of all kinds of abuse can be given by Ketu. It brings impractical nature, irrationality, stupidity, daydreaming, lethargy, immaturity, illogical behavior, impatience, senseless talks, no decision making, insensitivity, or unemotional nature, or emotional confusion, extreme emotional confusion, self-denial, self-deception. We can see socio-psychopaths with this. Then it brings no peace of mind, no happiness whatsoever, and internal aggression, anger can be seen, rage, that kind of thing can be seen, which is dormant, which is there, but person is not letting it out, that kind of thing. Then inability to feel pleasure, you never feel happy, even though what you wanted the most, even if you get that, then also you are unhappy, you don't feel that, okay, I thought that I would be happy, but I'm not, that kind of thing, because Ketu is isolation, detachment. It does not create that ability to feel pleasure. If it is bad, then it brings bad relationship with mother or troubles to mother, maybe health issues to mother. Mother could have passed away, or as I said, negative relations or bad relationship with mother, abusive relationship with mother can be seen also. Then it shows extremely poor emotional understanding and expression, and living in the past. Person does not want to move ahead in future. They just want to live in the past. They just want to relive it over and over again, and they are going to complain about it, but they are not going to leave it, that kind of thing. Then it makes person emotionally fragile, and person holds grudges, vengeance, vindictive attitude can be seen, sadism can be seen, toxic nature, controlling, possessive behavior. And it can show people who either commit exploitation to other people or they face exploitation from other people. Both the things can be seen. Then Cancer is the natural zodiac sign of properties and assets also, and vehicles. So it can show destruction or loss of properties and assets and vehicles. Health issues can be given on a physical scale. Apart from mental, physical health can also be affected, like infections, problems related to lungs or respiratory system, cardiovascular system, chest, stomach, waterborne diseases, breast in females. Those kind of problems can be given by Ketu. So these are the negative results which Ketu can bring if it is bad in the chart. So I have discussed all the possibilities and scenarios of Rahu and Ketu in Cancer and Capricorn. I think you would have been able to understand what kind of results they can bring. You just have to see it in your own charts, and then come to some kind of result that, okay, this is how it's acting. But in general, how they can bring results in all situations, that I have explained here. I hope you would have got a clarity. So if you are new to my channel, subscribe below. For more, check on my website, Facebook page and Instagram. Their links are shown in the description. Otherwise, we will meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye and thank you.